Hey guys, Buffer Game back today bringing our video, and today for the first video of official Modern Warfare 3 release, we're going to go through, I'm just going to showcase quickly all of the weapons, show you all of the weapons at base here on day one of launch, including aftermarket part conversions. Everything we have here today, there will be some I'll mention after the fact that we know are coming shortly, and if you want more information about the leaked weapons that should be coming for Season 1 and potentially a little bit after, I'll link all those videos down below in the description. So let's go ahead now. And we'll back out, go to our weapons. First off, you can see looking pretty solid with our Shadow Company mill skin there and a really nice looking saw build. So really nice to see a lot of guns back here. We'll be picking up with the conversion series most likely here tomorrow or Sunday. So let's go ahead first off and start with all of the Modern Warfare 3 weapons that we have. So starting first, we have the AN-94, the SVA 545. So this is essentially like I've said many times. This is a AK-545 build. It is kind of it's basically a different amalgamation of a modernized AN-94. You can see it still has the hyperburst, and they increase the rate of fire from the beta. So even when you do get past the hyperburst, you increase the rate of fire. So this is the AN-94. I'm dubbing it the AN-23 simply because it doesn't have the Canton magazine, and it does have some aesthetic differences. You have a Zenico PT1 buttstock, full length pick rail, different iron sights, charging handle, receiver, things like that. So this is more of a modernized, up-to-date version of an AN-94. Next, we have the CZ Bren 805. So looking at this weapon here, just go ahead and look at it. You see CZ Bren 805 and 556 by 45 millimeter NATO. Again, a really nice gun here. And again, this is probably the equivalent to closely to the M13B, I would say. Rate of fire is fast. It did get a little bit of a nerf from the beta in the patch notes, but again, a really clean gun there. And obviously, we're just running it bare bones right now. But you can see the rate of fire is around 850 to maybe even 900. Very fast rate of fire, and a really clean gun. Very, very close equivalent to the Scar Light in real life, just actually a heavier weapon than the Scar Light. So, and a faster rate of fire here in game. Next up, we have the G36. So the G36 or the Holger 26, as it's shown here. This is the assault rifle variant of this weapon. So you can see here, G36, Holger 26, really nice looking weapon. Again, bringing it back to the game. This is the assault rifle variant of it. Different from the LMG version, which we'll see. Decent rate of fire, probably around 700-ish rounds per minute, I would say. And again, just running it bare with no attachments on it. Really nice. That's the G36 or the Holger 26. Then we have the Bushmaster ACR here making an appearance. So the Bushmaster ACR is a really clean gun. Obviously, we've seen it so far prominently featured in the beta. Now, again, just a really nice gun here, ACR, Bushmaster ACR. With an aftermarket part conversion, you can turn this into the ACR chambered in 300 Blackout. So here's a 300 Blackout version of this. Again, it'll look a little bit cleaner if we put kind of a different camouflage on. You can see one of these, beautiful. Put that on. This is the 300 Blackout version of the weapon. So here it is, chambered in 300 Blackout. Fast rate of fire still. And again, we've seen a couple of 300 Blackout weapons here in the game already. Obviously, we're running this no attachment, so it's not going to be the best build you can make, but a really nice build. So you have the Bushmaster ACR and the Bushmaster ACR chambered in 300 Blackout. Next up, going ahead, we're going to go look at the QBZ 97 here as the GG58. So this weapon here, again, is a Chinese assault rifle, bullpup, obviously, and it is a 3-round burst weapon. So this is the QBZ 97 3-round burst. You do see it in the campaign as well. So really nice gun, and I think this is going to have a really fast TTK, potentially one of the better weapons in the game. Next up, if we go ahead and look, we have the FAMAS, or the FR556. So this is the same one pretty much added from Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2019. This is, again, a 3-round burst, same as the QBZ 97 we just looked at. So it definitely has a faster and tighter burst than it did in Modern Warfare 2019. And a fast rate of fire, really nice. Good to see this back. I like the design. So the FAMAS F1, I believe, is what this particular one is modeled after. So now we have a FR556 FAMAS F1. And we obviously also have the full auto FAMAS added from Modern Warfare Season 5. Modern Warfare 2 Season 5. Next up to battle rifles, we have the Spear. So the MCX Spear, or the XM7, is a really nice weapon shaped in a 6.8 by 51 millimeter Fury in real life. This is the one that won the NGSW program. So the SIG Spear, fast rate of fire. It is a nice weapon. I really like this in game. It feels really, really nice. And again, you have that transparent 20-round magazine. It is chambered. If you look at the ammo, we'll get into this here in a little bit. They're calling it 277 now. So no longer is it 6.8 Wrath like they were calling these rounds in Modern Warfare 2, and we'll get into that. But that's the 6-hour MCX Spear, winner of the NGSW program, or the XM7. Next up, we have the Sidewinder. So this is the Bushmaster ACR chambered in 450 Bushmaster. So again, similar design. You have a lot of different barrel options, some unique barrel options, but this is the 450 Bushmaster. So again, this is a larger round. You can see the ammunition here, right? It's a big hunting round, big fat cartridge hunting round. And this thing is full auto, and it thumps. So one thing you'll notice from the beta, this has the fire rate kind of that the Bren 2 had in the beta. So this is the ACR and 450 Bushmaster. Next up, we have the Bren 2 in 7.62 by 51 millimeter NATO. So go ahead and equip this. Look at it. Again, this is the Bren 2. So different than the Bren 805, just a more up-to-date version of the Bren 2. They made it a little bit or Bren 805 made it lighter weight, and this one here is chambered in 7.62 by 51. Now, you'll notice from the beta, they increased the rate of fire. In the beta, it had same rate of fire, similar to what we just saw with the Sidewinder. So they increased the rate of fire there. I know we were talking about that a lot in the beta. Something fell off with it. Either it was damage or rate of fire. They increased the rate of fire on this. So the Bren 2 in 7.62 by 51 millimeter NATO. Really nice weapon. Really excited to get hands on that. Next up, that's all for the battle rifles here for Modern Warfare 3. Next up, we have the Striker. Now, this is an interesting one. It's based off of the LWRC 45. However, they really took a lot of... It's more of an amalgamation of that and the UMP 45. So that's a Striker 45. I'm going to go through these a little bit faster just because I don't want to have this video drawing out. But the Striker 45 or the UMP 45 LWRC 45 hybrid. Next up, we have the WSP Swarm. So this is going to be the Uzi Pro, chambered in 9x19 millimeter. If we go ahead, equip it, go into the gunsmith here, you can see the ammunition is 9x19 millimeter. Again, the Uzi Pro, this is a modernized variant of the Uzi or the Uzi pistol. So the Uzi Pro, 9x19 millimeter, Parabellum SMG. Good to see this making a return to Call of Duty. Next up, we have the AMR-9. So the AMR-9 is a weird weapon. Now, with this blueprint, I know a lot of you pointed out on the screen, on the live stream, you get a unique barrel for this. So, unique barrel for that one. This is chambered in 9x19 as well. Very fast rate of fire. It is a interesting looking weapon. We'll get into more of this with the Convergence series, but this is based off the Colt 9mm. Same one we saw in Modern Warfare 2019. Albeit they took some different design measures here with the weapon and the barrel system. So you do have some more unique or better looking barrels, I would say. These two look a little bit better, but I'm not sure what's going on with the handguard and below the barrel there. So that's something I'll get into a little bit more and look into that. But that's the AMR-9 or the Colt 9mm SMG. Then we have the WSP-9. So this is the standard Uzi, again chambered in 9x19 Parabellum. And this one is going to have a slower rate of fire, around 500, 550 rounds per minute, versus the Uzi Pro, which is upwards of, I believe, 850 to 900. So this is just your standard Uzi. Again, very similar to the one we saw in Modern Warfare 2019. Next up, we have the CZ Scorpion Evo 3. So we'll go ahead and look at this one again. Really nice looking weapon. We saw this in Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2019. And here it's making a return in Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3. We saw it in the beta, so nothing new with that one. Then we have the Striker 9. So this is the 9mm version of the LWRC 45. This one looks more like an LWRC, whereas the base striker looks more like a UMP 45. So you have the UMP 45, UMP 9, and then you have the striker 45 and the striker, or the LWRC 45 and the LWRC 9. So both real life weapons. Again, this one looks more like the LWRC, whereas the striker looks more like a UMP 45, chambered in 45 ACP, and this one here obviously in 9x19. That's it for the SMGs. So moving on to shotguns, we have the Lockwood 680 or the Remington 870. Now this thing is, again, we saw it in Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2019, so you're seeing a lot of repeat guns from Modern Warfare 2019, and this thing is a lot of fun to use. We saw it in the beta, and I was having a pretty good amount of fun with it in Zombies as well. Then we have the Haymaker or the Origin 12. So we saw this in the beta. Also, semi-automatic shotgun, and then the Riveter. So the Riveter, this thing you can get it on some of the base classes. It is the 410 AR shotgun in real life, and in real life it's semi-auto. However, here in game it is, you'll see here, fully automatic. So just a beast. It sounds insane, and it's going to be dealing a lot of damage. So you can make some really unique looking builds and conversions with this. Also, there's a Riveter in game. It's the 410 AR shotgun, fully automatic in game, semi-automatic in real life. And those are all of the Modern Warfare 3 shotguns. Moving on to LMGs, the mythical LMG class. So here we have the PKP machine gun, obviously. We've covered this previously. So the PKP Pecheneg, now the aftermarket conversion here is going to give you the PKP Pecheneg bullpup. So bullpup conversion with the aftermarket part, going from a PKP Pecheneg to a PKP bullpup. And the reason it's bullpup, I know a lot of you were asking in the beta, it's because you can see where the belt is. They move the belt itself under the trigger guard forward, and the belt's still going to the rear of the weapon, and the trigger and pistol grip are being moved up to what would be essentially where the box mag would essentially usually hang. So we'll get into more of that with the conversion, but you can see when we clear that the differences versus the base PKP Pecheneg. Next up, we have the QJB, I believe 95. This one is QJB 95. So this is the LSW light support weapon here for the Chinese, chambered in 5.8 by 42 millimeter. Again, a nice LMG here, and it definitely hits pretty decent fast rate of fire. Whoops, let's go ahead and back out. Got a little private match bug there, unfortunately. They still plaguing the private matches, but that's okay. So we'll go ahead and jump back into this. Again, the QJB 95 LSW, it's a light support weapon, light machine gun for the Chinese military. Next up, we have the Holger 26 or the MG 36. So again, we saw this in the beta. This is the same one in the beta. So the MG 36 making an appearance, and you also have the G36 assault rifle. Two different categories, very nice weapons. And then you have the M249 SAW. Here in game versus what it was in Modern Warfare 2019, where it was actually at base and FM Mini-Me. They gave you the proper M249 SAW, and they gave you the belt, the cloth belt box, which is referred to as a nutsack. So nice to see that here in the game. You have the proper buttstock, and you have some really nice attachments for this too. So the M249 SAW finally making an appearance. I know we've been anticipating this since way back in Season 2 of Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2. So here it is, the M249 SAW. Next up, those are all the LMGs. Marksman rifles, you have the KVD Enforcer. Okay, so this is the marksman rifle. This is the SVCH 762 by 51 millimeter marksman rifle. Okay, SVCH is a Russian designated marksman rifle, or DMR. Next up, we have the MCW, the ACR in 6.8. So this is a unique one, and you have an aftermarket part conversion here. So here it is, ACR in 6.8. Now, pay attention to the ammo. It's called 6.8 Wrath, whereas in Modern Warfare 2, the 227 rounds were called 227 Wrath. Now they're just referred to as 227. This is 6.8 Wrath, so I am assuming this is supposed to now be 6.8 SPC, which is what it's really chambered in. This is the marksman variant. Now, you do have an aftermarket kit to turn this into full auto. Okay, which is just awesome. So if I go ahead and preview that, this is 6.8 SPC now, full auto ACR. And it thumps pretty hard. So this is the 6.8 SPC variant, not 6.8 by 51 millimeter, but the 6.8 SPC full auto conversion, as well as the DMR version here. So that's that with the MCW 6.8. You also have the DM56. This is the SL8 G36 DMR designated marksman version for that platform. Then you have the MTZ Interceptor here. So take a look at the gunsmith again. This is the Bren 2 chambered in 7.62 by 51 Bren 2 PPS. This is a designated marksman version of that. So there it is, the Bren 2 PPS. And those are all the DMRs, sniper rifles. We have the Cat AMR, or the, as it's referred to in real life, is the Steyr HS-50. So thing is just a beast. 50 BMG. It is right now our only 50 BMG gun in Modern Warfare 3. We also have the longbow, which we've discussed. This is kind of a made-up weapon. It's not a real AK. It's basically a bolt action AK-103, which is not a real weapon. And then we have the SVCH chambered in 7.62 or 338 Lapua Magnum. So again, we saw this with the marksman, the KVD inhibitor, and then here for the sniper rifles, we have the KVD Enforcer, and then we have the KVD Inhibitor. All the in-game names are very confusing, but this one's chambered, I believe it's supposed to be 338 Lapua Magnum. Yeah, so 338 Lapua Magnum versus the 7.62 by 51 version of the SVCH. And those are all the sniper rifles, and then melee riot shield. So that's all that. Now there is one more here for an aftermarket part. The Bren 2 or the MTZ 7.62. If we equip this, this is the Bren 2 in 7.62 by 51. Gunsmith it. You have a conversion to the Bren 2 in 7.62 by 39 Russian caliber, okay? So take a look at this. This is the conversion to the Bren 2 in 7.62 by 39. So this is basically kind of the equivalent to, I forgot what it was called in Modern Warfare 2019, but you guys all know what I mean. There was that one that they added in Russian. This is kind of the counter to that. So this is the Bren 2 in 7.62 by 39 Russian versus the Bren 2 in 7.62 by 51 NATO, which is a much larger round. So that's that, and I think that is everything. We looked at the Sidewinder. Let me just double check. We looked at the ACR in 308. There is nothing for the Bren 805. Nothing for any of these other ones here. Let me double check the QBZ97. There isn't an aftermarket for that either. Battle rifles we looked at. SMGs. We looked at the aftermarket. So there's the same aftermarkets that you saw in Modern Warfare, or in the beta. So if I look, I think it's just for the pistols for the most part. So if we look at pistols, you do have a gunsmith conversion for the Core 45. This is a Glock 21, and you can turn this into the binary trigger version. If we look at this, it gives you a binary trigger. So basically, just by tap firing, you pull the trigger once, fires, release the trigger, fires. Therefore, basically full auto. So that's your carbine conversion kit for the Glock 21 with a binary trigger action, which is awesome. And then if we look at, obviously you have the Renetti here, the 3-round burst Renetti, and then we already saw the conversion kit for the Roni aftermarket part conversion kit here for the Renetti, turning it into a full auto carbine, which is awesome. Really cool, fast rate of fire, sounds good, looks good. Go ahead and back out, and then we have the RSH-12. So the RSH-12 here, gunsmith. This is based on the real Russian RSH-12. A little bit of minor differences, but it's chambered in 12.7 by 55 millimeters. Same round that the Odin was chambered in Modern Warfare 2019. It is a 50 caliber pistol, and it's gonna hit like a tank. So the RSH-12, beautiful weapon. Let me know if I forgot anything. We have the WSP Stinger. So this is the Uzi pistol. Okay, so you have the Uzi pistol here, and you should have... And there's an aftermarket part conversion, I thought, for this, for pistol stabilizing braces. It's for one of these Uzi variants. I know you have one for this. And you can turn it into 45 ACP conversion for the WSP-9. And then if we look at the WSP Swarm for the Uzi Pro, I thought there was an aftermarket part conversion for one of these, but I guess it's not added in the game yet. So that should be everything. Let me know if I forgot anything here in game. It should be all the weapons. Now, again, there's a lot of aftermarket part conversions, some there that weren't advertised in the blog post. So some of those ones were a surprise to me, like the ACR in 6.8 SPC being a full auto conversion is really cool. So let me know your thoughts down below. Favorite weapons, what do you want to see for the very first weapon conversion, either tomorrow or Sunday? Let me know your thoughts down below. How you guys liking the game so far? And until next time, this is Buffering Gaming, and happy Modern Warfare 3 launch day with all the weapons of Modern Warfare 3. Till next time, Buffering Gaming, out.